Okay, looks like we're live. Hopefully everything's in full effect and operational. Thanks all of you for tuning in and occupying the chat already. Ed, Stephen, Bud here, back with the live stream 56. Today going to be talking a little bit about the Brighton Marathon. That's coming up next Sunday, in fact. So by this time next Sunday I would have completed the Brighton Marathon, and I will be somewhere eating a lot of food. I'm already considering what I'm going to eat after that, but I'll talk about that in a little while. So let's have a quick hello to everybody that's in the chat. We've got Cheeks to 777. Stephen C is here. Stephen C, try and get your head around this one. We've got Steve as well. So we've got all the Steves in here today. We've got one of our members, Mr. Asthenia. Glad you could join us today on this Sunday evening. Cheeks to 777 saying, Ed Pizza Bud. Yeah, I'm certainly going to be consuming some pizza round about this time next week. Absolutely, for sure. Maybe even two pizzas and an Emperor burger as well. Who else have we got in the chat at the moment? Rebel Sage is here. Hello there. Thanks for joining us. We got Mr. Jemson as well. Good to see you here on the live stream. If you are currently in the live stream in the chat, please share this live stream with your running buddies. Well, you could share it with anyone, really. You know, you could share it with your significant other. You know, that would be good. Maybe even you could share it with your family. Maybe some people you've been running with today. That would be good. This is Bovril, by the way, okay? It's a good recovery drink, Bovril. Very, very good for you. Very, very good for you. The YouTube thing's telling me to insert an ad. I don't want to do that. That's not going to happen. What you can do to help the channel out, though, is hit us up with a super chat, perhaps, if you would like to drop me a question that you want to desperately hear my answer to. Something about shoes or running, or, you know, which running headband am I going to use next week in Brighton? That'll be a good one. Richard Randolph says Guinness Bovril. Yes, it's a special brew, a special blend of Bovril. Amado is in the house. Thanks for joining us, Amado. The chat's going a bit crazy now. Let's see if I can keep up with all of these today. That is one of my aims. We've got Sheldon Music from Bakersfield. Half marathon today. Fantastic. Sounds like you had some good weather there. Awesome stuff. There is I cannot pronounce the chat just underneath that. I'm sorry. I can't even begin to think how I may pronounce it. So thank you for joining us, though. If you're new here, you've not been here before. Joseph says, good evening, Ed. Wish you luck on the marathon. Thank you. I shall give it my best shot. I'm feeling good. Legs are feeling really good, and that marathon pace was feeling almost sort of easy, I suppose. Is that how it should feel? It was feeling easy today, like 7 minutes 30 a mile, just doing some reps at that pace to try and, you know, tune myself into it. That's what I found the most difficult thing, is getting that pace spot on, because I've got to keep it up for 26.2 miles. I'll be probably about 26.4 or something by the time that, you know, the GPS is, you know, kind of messed up a bit, and I've not taken the race line, so I'll probably do a little bit extra, you know. That's what you tend to do, isn't it? Chris Powers here, he says, greetings, Ed. Good to be here and currently training for the Manchester Marathon. Fantastic. Is that really soon? I'm pretty sure that's like next week, isn't it, as well? Are they on the same day, or very, very similar sort of time? Hope you do great on that one, Chris. I hope your training's been going well. Brandon Patterson is here as well. Can I get a shout out for my Mrs. Ruby? There we go, Ruby, hello. I hope you're enjoying the live stream today. I hope you've had a fantastic day. I've been eating some panda chocolats. We've had some vegan hot dogs, chips, really nice bagels, and with some sort of vegan ham stuff. Oh, it's been good today. Eating lots of nice stuff. Mrs. EDDBUD has really been hitting the high notes today with her culinary skills. So thank you, Mrs. EDDBUD. Really, really feeling like very satisfied today in terms of food. We do have a super chat there. Let's see if I can figure out where it is. Oh, from Sheldon. Thank you very much, Sheldon. It is much appreciated. That can go towards getting Beast perhaps some new food. I do need to put a new collar onto Beast actually. I think Miss Evers bought a collar. I need to try and put it on. That is not an easy task. Running the marathon will be easier than putting the collar onto Beast, because Beast is quite a ferocious creature, especially when you're trying to put a flea collar onto her. So, yeah, I shall have to get some gardening gauntlets, you know, the ones that stop the thorns from sort of penetrating through to your fingers, to try and do that and be successful. Al Borum says, what is an emperor burger? An emperor burger is a type of burger that Grandad in Only Fools and Horses would not like. Or did he want an emperor? No, he wanted an emperor burger, but he didn't want the cheeseburger. And yeah, then Rodney tries to sort of force feed him the burger. It's not good. It's a great show though. Great show. Not as good as Jason King though, starring Peter Wingard. This is my cherished 8-disc set. It's absolutely fantastic. There's a wonderful booklet inside as well, documenting lots of very interesting information about Jason King. Fantastic stuff. Early 70s sort of detective drama where a man dresses in very elaborate clothes, peacock-like clothes in fact, and he sort of partakes in sort of perfumed cigarettes or something. Yeah, it's really, really good stuff. All shot in the UK as well. Even though they go to all these lavish kind of places, it's all in the UK. Just down side roads and stuff. It's brilliant. What else we got going on? Brandon's here. We've done the shout out for Brandon. NV says, Neil from Manchester here. All the best in Brighton. Yeah, best of luck with that one, NV. Hope you hit the high notes. And Gavin Braden's in the house. We got Brother's shirt. He says, finally made a live stream. Thanks for tuning in. It is appreciated to have you here. Ben Lockie says, hi Ed. Also doing Brighton. Hoping for sub 3:15. Well, in that case, meet up with me because we're going for the 3:15. We're doing it together, Ben. Come and find me. We will make it. We'll make it through. Nothing will stop us. Okay? We're going to do it. That's it. I have decided this now. There's no not doing it. We have to do it now. So come and find me, Ben. Hopefully there's a pacer for 3:15. If not, we will be the pacers for 3:15 and we will do it. Okay? Using the Andrew WK mindset, there is no try. We're just going to do it. That is that. And then we will go and have some Bovril after that. Stephen Grimley says, just about to go out for a run, but this live stream has distracted me. Maybe you can sort of get some sort of apparatus and strap the phone sort of there so you can still see ahead of you but still listen or something. I don't know. Please take care though if you're going to do that. That's probably not a great idea. In fact, don't do that. Just listen to it later on. That'll be much better. Hawaii Frankie says hello from Bavaria. Thank you for tuning in. It is appreciated. Chris Grayson's here. He says roll on the red Primex strung drop. Yeah, I was not considering buying any more pairs of the Primex strung, but that red version of which you sent a picture over to me is quite frankly a beautiful thing. It's like it should be hung up in an art gallery somewhere. If you go to Paris, you know, you walk into the gallery, you look at some of the oil paintings, you know, they've got special protective cases around them, and then there's just a pair of the red Primex strung up on the wall. It is a beautiful thing, and I will probably have to do it. I shall have to get one. Chris Powell says the 16th of April. Okay, so Manchester's in a couple of weeks after Brighton. So best of luck with that one, Chris. Hope it all goes well. Brian says, just watched the Light Strike Pro video. Yeah, that's done really well. People really seem to be into that one. It's a thing I'm quite passionate about, you know. It's a lot of those shoes, when I first got them, I really didn't feel that they were that great. I didn't think that they were really working for me, but after a little while, they really do work very, very well. So glad you like that one, Brian. Who else we got here? NV. So been running in the Prime X. Yeah, it's an absolute beauty, that shoe. It really is fantastic. Mr. Asenia says, I've always wondered what is an emperor burger, given that Grandad didn't like cheese. Yeah, it must be predominantly meat-based, maybe with some salad, maybe a special type of sauce in there, perhaps. But I'm glad you're digging that on, Mr. Asenia, and understand the power of only fools. So our Greek friend there, of which I cannot pronounce your name. I'm so sorry about that. I do apologise. It's my ignorance there. Have you ever thought to be in the classic marathon in Athens? Wow. Well, I'd never been to Greece, so yeah, it would be awesome. Maybe if I could do that. Perhaps let me know when it is, and I'll see if I can make it happen. I'll see if I can get it in there for maybe for next year or something. Alan Pelosi's here. Finally made the start of the live stream. Awesome. Good to have you here, Alan. Long-time supporter of the channel and one of our members, as is Colm R. Enjoyed the light strike video today. Got me thinking if you'd ever think about doing a What Makes This Shoe Great video. Okay, yeah, about some great shoes from years gone by. That sounds kind of cool. It is Air Max Day, which is one of these sort of created days. You know, you've got like Mother's Day, Father's Day, all these other sorts of things they create, like, you know, Best Cat Day or something like that. It is Air Max Day today, and I am wearing some awesome new Air Max. So I'm not going to unveil them to you because I'm going to do a video about sort of non-running related shoes this week, because I'm sort of pulling the training down a little bit just to prepare the legs. So yeah, I'll unveil these. They are particularly awesome, some great colours, and they feature some Air Max technology, so it'd be nice to have those in there. Let's see what else we got going on here. There's loads and loads of chat today. I'm struggling to keep the chat going. There's so many things happening. Amado says he hit on the Adidas and Clarks. Oh wow, there's a collab. I'll have to check those out. Yeah, I'll check that out, Amado. That's right up my street. An Adidas and Clarks collab. I'm sure I saw something the other day. There was like a Wallabies style collab somewhere, because I really like Wallabies. Really, really comfortable shoes. Stevie76 says, don't forget to pack your bowling shoes. Yeah, there was something out. I really want to go and see a baseball game as well. So I'll have to see if I can do that while I'm over in Boston in a few weeks' time for the Boston Marathon. Really looking forward to that. Clayton says, train for his first 50k race. Still recommend the Endorphin Speed 3. Yeah, it's got a little bit more stability about it. I think you're probably going to want that come, you know, towards the end of that sort of 50k race. So that would still be my probably best bet. You could always look at the Speed 2, I suppose, as well. And that seemed to work really well for people. Not quite as rigid as well, so that could work. I did see as a lady over the weekend, she'd won or at least came in first place in the women's field in this ultra race. She was wearing the Rincon 3, which is super light and nimble shoe. I was quite taken back with that, but what an incredible performance. I think she was about 100 metres off of the chap who was in second place. So yeah, what an incredible achievement. Mr. Asenia says, I'm looking forward to Primex Strung Extravaganza this weekend. Fairly sure it's going to be a choice for Ed. Guys, you're gonna have to try and help me. I'm still really confused what I should wear. I mean, I was toying with the idea of wearing this, actually, the original Adios Pro, but I did do a run today, some marathon pace miles, using the Adios Pro 2, and that worked superbly well, like really, really well. So I need to, you know, carefully consider what I'm going to do. I'll probably end up taking about 3 pairs, and then I might sort of see how I'm feeling come the day of the marathon, see what happens. I know that they're all going to work for me over that distance. Certainly the Prime X will. I may take the Vaporfly Next Percent 3, and then possibly the Adios Pro 2, that Berlin colourway that I've got. So they might be the 3, maybe. Dave Parrish, he's been running the Yeovil Half Marathon today. I did not run that one. Sadly, I'm keeping the legs kind of nice and nimble, ready for next week. He's been watching the course clip. Oh yeah, from last year. So Dave had obviously come up from Cornwall, I think. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one today. Some nasty hills a bit later on. It's relatively sort of plain sailing until that point. There's a couple of real nasty hills that sap your legs a little bit. Luke Acorn is in the house. Hi Luke, hope you're doing well, my friend. Stephen C says the Emperor Burger is more expensive than the cheeseburger. Yes, Rodney only had a certain amount of money. Funds were a little low, I think. So we had to go for the cheeseburger. Steve's been racing in the Alpha Fly today, saying his legs feeling really good. Yeah, this is the thing. Come 20 miles, am I going to be thinking to myself, I really wish I'd worn the Alpha Fly now. Why did I wear these? What was I thinking? We got a super chat there from Alan Pelosi. Very much appreciated, Alan. He says, any thoughts on coming to Australia? That'll be brilliant for a race. Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things in the pipeline, possibly, over the next sort of 7 or 8 months, different things happening. Once I've sort of got Boston done, I've been over and checked it out. It'd be lovely to come and do a race somewhere. Certainly in Europe, if there's a race you think I should run that you think would work well, perhaps a very flat, like half or something that could give me an opportunity to try and, you know, beat that target that I've been trying to beat forever. That'll be awesome. Thanks very much, Alan, for that super chat. It is much appreciated. Let's see where we are. I'm going to try and keep up with some of the comments today. There's so many. So Frank Lahulier's been out, 20-mile test run in the Adios Pro 3. He's going to do the same on Wednesday in the Alpha Fly 1. Blimey. Rob Sayer's been enjoying the recent live stream over with Kafuzi. That was fantastic, actually. Glad you found it humorous and enjoyable. Yeah, I was chatting with Mike quite a bit after the live stream as well. It's really like a big pleasure to be on there. Mike's a real influence for me, certainly, to start, you know, and get out sort of running years and years ago, really. I picked up on his channel quite early on. He was sort of reviewing some tech stuff, and he used to do sort of more vlog type videos as well. So it was really cool to actually be on the channel there, and yeah, it was just great. The chat was really alive. Lots of people talking away, pretty much like it is here at the moment. Actually, it's really busy. Let's try and get to some of these things. Dean says, "Hi Ed, hope you're well. Ran the Hospice to Hospice half marathon this morning here in Jersey. We're in the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3 and got some PBs. Excellent stuff. Well done, Dean. Good running there." Dark Kick says, "Looking forward to seeing you in Boston." Awesome. Yeah, I shall be there. Come and find me, say hi. Francisco says, "Hey Ed, love the channel. Good luck on your next race. Greetings from Ecuador." Amazing. Thanks for tuning in, Francisco. Next race for me is Brighton. After that, I'm probably going to sign myself up for the Bristol Half Marathon. That's in May sometime. So yeah, I'm going to go and do that one. I've got some unfinished business with that race. I ran well there last time. I reckon I can run a little bit better. I can trim off a bit of time. So we're going to be going for it at the Bristol Half in May. Lee Harrison says, "Hi Ed, going to stay fresh for the Sheffield Half Marathon today, but more like feeling ready for a snooze now." Yeah, I think those races take it out of you a little bit. As the adrenaline starts to come down towards the end of the day, you feel really tired. Striot says, "Hi Ed, hello there, thanks for tuning in." And Unseen as well, he says, "First time on the stream, thanks for coming and joining us here today." NV says, "Can I give Mrs. Ivy a shout out?" Oh, I've lost it. It's gone. Where's it gone? There it is. She says, "I always watch your vids. I'm always hugging the remote." Big shout out there to Mrs. Ivy. Aunt Hope says, "Hi Ed, I'll be here at Brighton. running my first marathon a week today, aiming for 3:30, 3:45. Best of luck to you. Yeah, best of luck to you too. Hope it goes very well. Come and say hi if you do see me. I'll probably be a man wearing a vest that looks sort of like a windsock, where it's just sort of blowing like this, and probably looking petrified, but I'll be fine once I get going. Just got to start at the right pace. That's what I've got to do. George says hello George. Matthias says, question for the chat: discounted Triumph 20 or full price Mach 5 for daily training? For daily training, I reckon people probably point you towards the Mach 5. The Triumph's a bit more of a sort of beefed up beast, I suppose. There's a bit more stack to it, a little bit more cushion to it, so that might be okay, I guess, if you're just running sort of really easy miles. But I reckon that the Mach 5 might be a little bit better if it's just sort of daily stuff, you know, you're keeping the mileage and range a bit shorter. Striot says, first kilometres with the Clifton 9 and came home with 2 big blisters. I struggle a little bit with Hoka uppers. They seem a bit odd in terms of the shape and the size. I do have the Rocket Axe 2 incoming, but I have gone true to size on that one rather than going up a half size, so let's fingers crossed. I hope it's okay. KO Photography says, hi Ed, I am marathon training for Virtual London. Awesome, hope that's going well for you. Frank Lahoulier has chimed in about the Mach 5. Yeah, I agree with Frank there, 100%. Have I tried the Hyperion Max? Asked Scott. No, I've not been able to try that one. I was starting to work with Brooks a little bit, but it's gone a bit quiet on that front. So maybe I'll see if I can get hold of them and see if I can grab a pair. Peter Clark has a cool question now. He says, how would I compare the feel of the Adios Pro 1 to the 2 and the 3? So in terms of the 1, it felt very stable to me, yet you still had some of the kind of pop that you do with the Adios Pro 2. That thing is just like a wild horse, the Pro 2. It wants to go fast, and today I was having to rein it in a little bit. It felt like it was wanting to push me into a sort of a place that I didn't want to be, because I'm trying to sort of run some miles at marathon pace, so I know the feeling, so the brain, the body and everything knows the feeling of running at that pace. So the 3 certainly for me feels a little bit wider and more stable again, I suppose. So I'm not sure I really like the drop on the 3. It feels a little bit different. I like that sort of more prominent drop in the 1 and the 2. So yeah, I might see if I can grab another pair of the 2s at some point. The Berlin pair I've got has a really small hole on the upper, because it's the shoe that I was wearing when I got knocked over by that dog lead, and I hurt my shoulder. I only realised that the hole was there, you know, when I'd sort of taken the shoe back out of the box to use it again. But I don't think it's going to be a problem. You know, if I was going to wear it for a marathon or something, I can't see the shoe just sort of disintegrating on my foot. It's just not going to happen. I can always put like some bit of glue on there or something to hold it together. Should be fine. Dwayne, he says, sure, hope you decide to review the Wave Rebellion Pro. And lots of people seem to like that, but I've also heard a lot of people that it didn't work for. So Sophie S says, what's your current shoe rotation? So I've been heavily using the Invincible 3. That's one that just seems to really work well for me. I'm just coming up to 100 miles on this now, so there will be a 100 review for that, possibly towards the end of the week, maybe very early next week. Otherwise, I've been really enjoying running in the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 2, and also been testing out the Vaporfly 3 as well, so using those shoes really for the faster sessions and doing the longer stuff in the Prime X. So that's pretty much the rotation right now. Brother Shirt says, wear the Alphafly 1, don't risk it. Aaron Roberts says, hi Ed, have the Clifton 8 Liberate Nitro and today got the Nova Blast 3. Did 5k and then felt nice. Would you wear for half and marathon. Which would I wear out of those? Oh, okay. I could probably get away with a Liberate Nitro on the half marathon. If you were going to run the full, you probably have to go with the Nova Blast 3. It might not be quite enough cushion there in the Liberate Nitro for the full marathon. The Nova Blast probably be fine in that, I would have thought. Matthias says, best of luck, and Clayton on the 50k. Yeah, same here. Hope it goes well. Stay healthy and stay on top of your nutrition. Yeah, that'll be the key there, really, is knowing your body and when it needs some extra sustenance as you go along. That is really, part of the trick, really, I suppose, with a much longer race. That running guy in the house, good to see you here, my friend. Wearing the Wave Rebellion Pro for Brighton. Amazing shoe. Come and say hi, wave at me, and come and have a chat. If you do see me, it'd be great to see you. Mr. Asenia says, Brighton shoe option, Primex strung on 1 foot, Vaporfly Kakuso on the other. Yeah. The Vaporfly Kakuso. Oh, what a shoe. I looked the other day on my Strava, and the Vaporfly Next Percent Gakuso that I've got, I've done like 80 miles in those. I've like slowly sort of chipped away at it, and yeah, it's not the greatest upper, but I think I sort of didn't really mind mashing the shoe up a bit and wearing it in really bad weather because of the colours, the colourways. It's green and sort of darker, foresty sort of vibes. Yeah, it's slowly getting up there. Still feels really nice, that shoe. It feels more like the original Next Percent than the Next Percent 2, certainly. Cheekster says, we had over 100 live viewers. Yeah, I think we did. Concurrent viewers, it says about 118. So that's really fantastic for live stream. Bit of a personal record, I suppose. If you are in the chat, people, please help the channel out by hitting that like button. It does help to get us out to more and more people out there on the interweb. The World Wide Web. No one calls it that anymore, do they? Kind of is like that, though. It is a web of good information if you go to the right places. Otherwise, it's just, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'll just have a bit more Bovril. Oh, it tastes good. Amado's got a chip on. He's got some work to do. Lovely to see you here, Amado. And do go and check out some of his musings on some classic shoes and some more current stuff as well. Thanks for joining us, Amado. Ken Murray is here from Chicago. Fantastic, Ken. Do you know Brad Hall? That's what I want to know. Do you know Brad Hall? Richard Rendell says he ran the Brighton Marathon in the New Balance Beacon 1. Oh, the Beacon 1 was super light. I remember that one. Yeah, super light and nimble sort of shoe. Not very comfortable upper as well. Unseen says, do you ever run track? I do have some track shoes, but my opportunities to get to the track are pretty limited. My running club does have a track meet on Fridays, but yeah, sometimes I just can't get there, or it just doesn't really fit into timings and stuff like that. But it'd be great to run some more track. Andrew on my way says, Rome Maria is fantastic, Ed. Cobblestones you would love. Oh no, not cobblestones. That's like my kryptonite. That and horrible hills. Don't like hills. Joe McDonald says, also love the podcast with Kafusi. I'm glad you enjoyed that one. Yeah, it's nice sometimes heading in and sort of mixing up the chat and conversation where you've got other people to sort of bounce off of as well. It's really, really fun. I really enjoyed that the other day. It was great stuff. Mr. Asenia says his cramps threat cramp up looking at the Rebellion Pros. Yeah, it makes you wonder like how much you need in terms of cushion at the back of the shoe there, because it's quite a quick sort of fall off, isn't there, from the heel section on that Wave Rebellion Pro. Joel Long is enjoying the content at the moment. Thanks for tuning in and watching, Joel. It is very much appreciated. If you're in the chat, people, please do hit that like button. It really does help out to get the channel and the stream to more people. Stephen C says, have you had any thoughts on fueling for Brighton and how you'll carry fuels and gels. So I've just bagged a new pair of the what are they called? They're called the Aeroswift. Is it Dry Fit shorts? So I've been using those loads over the last couple of years. I got about like 3 pairs, but they're all looking a little bit shabby. In fact, I think one of them's pretty much fallen apart after it was washed the other day. So I've got a new pair of those. There are 2 larger pockets at the back of the shorts, 2 smaller ones at the front, but it's also got a zip pocket. I'm going to take with me a small sort of belt bag where I can put my phone in and maybe a couple other gels or something. Then I'm going to make some mental notes. Well, basically, I'll write them on my hand as to where specific fueling's supposed to be. So there's water and this energy drink type stuff a little later into the race. So I'm going to be very keen to keep an eye out for where that's happening. Hopefully being a little bit sort of closer to the front, I suppose. Not close, but closer. There'll still be some of that stuff available. But should be fine. I don't seem to get too many sort of gastric issues with any sort of fueling, really, as long as it's not got caffeine in it. That's something I need to avoid, because that doesn't seem to work all that well. I like to try and keep nice and calm. I don't need any more extra caffeine, like bringing my heart rate up at all. I like to keep things nice and calm and controlled. I let the music do that. The music brings the heart rate up. Smash that like button, everybody. Stephen C, thank you, sir. Mr. Asenia says Adios Pro 2 is a bucking bronco of a shoe. Yeah, it certainly is. It's a little bit more pacey, that one. Georgia says, all the best for Brighton. What are the main shoes you use for your marathon training? Well, I've been experimenting quite a bit, really. I tried out the original Alpha Fly, the V2 on some longer runs at pace. But it just feels kind of like overkill, those shoes. They really do. They feel like they're pushing me to a pace area that I'm not going to be able to sustain in Brighton. So, yeah, it's trying to pick something that's like going to keep things in that sort of very low aerobic zone. That's where I was today, running those mile reps at marathon pace. I was there, and that felt great. So that's where I need to stay. That's what I'm going to need to pick, rather than something that's going to push me that little bit harder. David says, hi Ed, what shoes would you recommend for slow long runs? Maybe the Endorphin Shift 3? Yeah, the Shift 3. What else have I enjoyed long run wise? That new Puma, the Forever Run Nitro, that was great the other day for that longer slow run. Super cushioned, just really, really comfortable, really enjoyable. So yeah, check out the Forever Run Nitro from Puma. Sort of like a double density foam. You've got like a outer cage and then a much softer sort of inner section to it. Really nice shoe. Jody says, greetings from South Africa. Hope you're feeling pumped up for Boston. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great to sort of be there and also be hooking up with Puma as well. Checking out some of their new stuff. It's lots of exciting things going on there. Just being somewhere new, and actually I'm really looking forward to going running around that area. You know, running in Boston, just some different places. Maybe one day I can go back and actually run the race as well. That'd be fun. But yeah, the level you got to be there. Will I get there? It's tough at the moment. You know, getting training in for Brighton Marathon's been hard enough with family responsibilities and job and everything like that. It's not easy. Not easy by any stretch. Aaron says, what's the most miles you've ever put into a shoe? I think I probably got into like 300 miles on the Zoomfly Flynet a few years back. These days it's hard to do that, really. There's so many new things coming in all the time. You've got to try and keep on top of those and keep reviewing them and seeing how they compare and stuff. So yeah, I like to try and, you know, get at least 100 miles into a shoe, so I've got a fair understanding of what it's like, and I can, you know, sort of voice my opinions on that. There's not many shoes that just sort of fall apart. I haven't had any really that have just fallen to bits over a few miles. I know people get a bit unlucky on that sometimes, but yeah, like the Invincible Run and things like that, I've not had any issues there. Maybe I store them like in a really good environment or something, I don't know, but some people mention that when they get very warm, some of them start to just fall to bits. A bit like an old vintage guitar under the lights of the stage, perhaps. NV says, how come you didn't try the Triumph 20? People are rave reviewing it. I don't know. I'm not sure, really. I do work with Saucony on some stuff. I got a couple of shoes, in fact, to try out from them, but not really sure. That one seems to have slipped under my radar. Ragadesh says, hi, sir. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you here. And that running guy is going to come and find me and say hi. Awesome. I shall look forward to seeing you there. Hyson Barn says, best recovery shoe. Purely for slow, easy miles on tired legs. Invincible for me. That is the primary use for that one, really. When I need something super cushioned. Either that or the Nimbus 25. That's been working very, very well for those sort of purposes. Yesterday I just wanted to run really easy miles. Just, you know, literally minimum pace. And that worked very well. Left the legs feeling superb this morning. Ben Brown's in the house. Is glad to see you chatting live. Thanks, Ben. Lovely to be here on the Sunday eve. Mr. Asenia, one of our members, says, also running the Brighton Marathon, hoping to just get around in one piece. No, don't feel like that about it. Just enjoy, you know, the whole thing. Enjoy the experience. Get it into your mind. You will do it. You will complete. You will be fine. You will do it and you'll enjoy it. You have to have that in your mind always. Rob says, PR today. Awesome stuff at the Ghent Half Marathon in Belgium. Primex Strung was great even over the web cobblestones. Oh my gosh. Well done on the PR there. Fantastic stuff. And good to hear the Primex Strung was absolutely fine there on some uneven surfaces. Alan Pelosi says he's got to get a t-shirt, wear it round on the park runs. Got to do a session this morning. Awesome stuff. Yeah, do pick up some merch. I think there's some links somewhere or another. I did place up a bit of information on the stream for that, so it might be down here somewhere on those lines. Daz Darren says, Ed, what's the name of your band and is there footage? So I haven't played for a few years with my main group, who are the Animal Urges. But I do play with my father's group, the Dale Fender Band. There's a bit of footage here and there, I think, but we've been sort of doing minimal gigs really recently, sort of 1 or 2 a month, something like that. So yeah, still out playing a little bit, but it's time. Time is the thing at the moment. Stefan says, can you make a clip about all Super Shoe foam types? I'm pretty sure I've done that one recently. Do have a look through, a search through the channel there, Stefan. I'm pretty sure there's something I covered on that type of subject. Darren Bray says, where's the beast? The beast is asleep at the moment. It's sort of laying on one of the arm or the legs of the light stand. So I'm gonna leave it there for the time being. It seems quite happy. Maybe I'll see if I can coax it to come over a bit later on. Rick says, sorry I'm late. Rick, it's great you're joining us. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ben Brown really liked the video on the Adidas Lightstrike Pro. Yeah, that one's been really cooking. People really into that one. I spent quite a while writing that yesterday. And then I needed the sort of the right mindset and energy to sort of put it across. So I left it till this morning to get it all ready. Let's see what we've got here. Mark Dyer says, running Budapest Marathon in October. Reckon shoe choice will be between the Primex Strung, Adios Pro 3 and the Super Blast. My word, that's a good rotation there. Yeah, that's the other thing. Do I use the Primex Strung? Yeah, how many miles have I stuck into that shoe now? 140, something like that. It's not going to be the most sort of, I guess, sort of virgin shoe there. It's been used a fair old amount, so do I go with that? Not sure. Louis says, why didn't anyone tell me that Ed was going to have live stream? Well, I've left the car halfway to washing it. Are you washing your car right now? Or are you back from washing your car? I'm sure that'll be the first time anybody's been watching a live stream in the car. That'd be kind of cool. Andrew says hi. Thanks for tuning in, Andrew. And Ozenfant is here. He says, oh, hi, damn it, missed half an hour. But you are here with us now. That is the most important. If you're in the chat and you haven't done so already, do hit that like button. It really helps us out here at Bud Running Shoes, Running Shoe Reviews even, to get us out there to a few more people, to some more eyeballs. Andrew says, Weymouth here. Are you in Weymouth right now? I hope the weather's as good as it has been this afternoon. It's been quite reasonable. Stefan says, are next percent 3 the same as 2 in sizing? I am between sizes. I would suggest yes, they are. They're pretty much the same in terms of sizing wise. I think the arch is just as prominent. I think the upper's a bit of a step backwards than the previous one. I just feel this had something else about it. It's got a certain vibe about it. The foam, I mean, in terms of softness, yeah, it's very similar. I wouldn't be too upset if you missed out. I know Tim Gross has had some real issues. He ordered one pair and then they cancelled the order, and then he ordered another pair of the pink and orange ones, and then they cancelled that order. So I don't know what's going on there. It's a bit ridiculous, really. Poor Tim he's a size 13, so whether that's something to do with it, they've only got minimum or minimal pairs in that size, and that could be the problem. Ben Brown's been using the Adios 7 after using the 6, and he loves the shoe. Tried the Adios Pro 2 for marathon training, but found it rubbing on the side of your big toe. Is it worth trying the Pro 3? Yeah, the Pro 3 is a little bit wider. I think I've got it just here. It's a little bit wider up here in the forefoot. I just can't seem to get a really good consistent lockdown with this shoe. I don't know, maybe it's something to do with the laces or something. Maybe I could try switching the laces out. But it doesn't feel quite as kind of aggressive and exciting to run in. Feels a little bit like there's too much under the front of my foot, if that makes any sense. I feel it's a little bit of a step backwards, I think, the Pro 3 over the Pro 2. And the 1, certainly. Mr. Asenia says the Addy Star could be a wild card. The Addy Star is no longer in my possession. I did sell that on. That was not a shoe that I could see any real benefits to anybody wearing that shoe. Stephen C says, do you ever buy the official race photos? I've never had before, but I had some fun with the photographers today and got some brilliant ones. I did once, yeah. There were some really nice photos, some really good ones. And then there was a really lovely chap, I think it was a couple of years back in Salisbury. He was taking some pictures and they were fantastic. But he didn't want any cash for those, so just kind of let me have them. They're really nice. Really cutting really nice pictures. Shocks, you know, the people that make the bone conductive headphones, sent me this really cool Christmas card which had a picture of me on the front, and they got that picture from Salisbury Half Marathon. Yeah, it was kind of strange, that one. Yeah, they got it from that, and then it was like Happy Christmas, Ed, and it's like a picture of me on there. It's a bit weird. It's like a Christmas card with your own face on it. It's weird. I'm not sure that's like a thing that people need. Calvin says he really loved the Kafuzi appearance. Yeah, it was lots of fun doing that one. Glad you enjoyed it. Andrew says, got rubbing on the top of my foot where the laces are. Any ideas? Which shoe, Andrew? Let me know Oh, next percent 2. I would suggest switching the laces out. In fact, I did that when I ran the Bristol half a couple of years back. Switch the laces out, put some slightly more stretchy, softer ones in there rather than those, sort of. I don't know if you can see it. Let me do this. It should focus in any moment. There you go. They're like sort of serrated, just right for what you need on the top of your foot. So yeah, put some other laces in there. It should work out fine for you. Lajourne says, is the Hoka Rocket X2 review coming soon? Yes, it is. Possibly middle of the week, but we'll have to see. I'm not going to be going wild in terms of pace this week for obvious reasons. Scott says Endorphin Pro 3 an option for Brighton. They've all got things that are good about them and that work, but there's certain things that really work like every time. So yeah, Darren Bray says Ed isn't generally a Hoka fan. I really liked the original Rincon. The Clifton series does not an awful lot for me, and I really liked the Rocket X as well. The Carbon X and the Carbon X2 I wasn't hugely enamoured with, but yeah, I'm keen to try the Rocket X2. I really like the original one. What else we got here? Tim says 100% invincible for longer runs. Yeah, Nimbus 25 for that sort of those long slow efforts. Absolutely. Mr. Senior says, good pep talk, Ed. You're like a modern day John Fashanu. Awesome. Yeah, I like that. John Fashanu, I always really liked him. Wimbledon days. Yeah, I remember that. Blimey. Stephen C's right there. Yeah, maybe try some different socks. That can make a real difference, Socks can make a massive difference to the comfort of the shoe. It's kind of like when you've got an album and then you get one of these really irritating sleeves that's just a little bit too sort of tight and you can't get the record back in properly. It's really upsetting, and then it makes you want to not listen to the record. It's a good analogy there for you. Max von Ottoman 2, the second perhaps. Hi Ed, are running shoe bargains? Any point in getting Takumi Sen 8 as the owner of Puma Deviate Elite V1? Yeah, I think they're kind of different shoes a little bit. The Sen 8 is just like the minimum you need, but it feels good and the grip's good. I feel that they're kind of slightly different. You probably want to use the Puma for perhaps some much longer efforts. You could run a marathon in the Puma shoe, no problem. The Sen for me is sort of focused on that sort of 10k and half marathon sort of thing. Mr. Asenia, much difference between Invincible 2 and 3? Yeah, I think there is. I think the 3 is a little bit more stable. Where they've carved out some of the foam that you don't need, it also feels a little bit more concise and refined, and it doesn't look quite so ridiculous on foot. It kind of looks a little bit more like a normal shoe. Well, I mean, it's very wide and all, but it just feels like more of a normal shoe. I am going to get some nail polish remover and see if I can get rid of this awful paint that they've put on here, because I really don't like that bit. I think that really doesn't suit. There's nothing else that's pink on it, you see. It just doesn't need to be there. So I'm going to try and get rid of that. Harry Hughes is planning on wearing Alphafly 1s for London. How far do you think it's ideal to keep the shoe fresh but break them in? Ooh, I think with the Alphafly you're probably all right, out of the box. Maybe get like oh, you said done 12 miles, so yeah, I think you'd be all right. Do another 8 miles or something in them, they'll be fine. The only thing I worry about with the Alphaflies is the AirPods, but if they go at the start of a marathon, that's gonna suck. Jodie Beck's a strange question, but I'm trying to find out the midsole foam type for the New Balance. Is that 13? Which, I'm not sure which one you mean. Which one that is. The 13 New Balance 413? I'm not sure. I don't know much about that shoe, sadly. Bojanga says, Tim Gross reckons the Next Percent 2 are firmer than the OGs. I think he's right. I think there is something that's a little bit different between the foam that's in the original one and the V2, and the V3 for that matter as well. Like I mentioned about the Gakuso Next Percent, that feels more like the originals. And I think those shoes were made like, you know, ages before. They only released them a bit late, I think, because of the global events, you know, the pandemic and things like that. So I think there is a difference. Michael says, still waiting around to say how much he loves a current or upcoming Boston. Oh, I really like the Boston 9. That was a great shoe. But I wasn't too keen on the 10, got to be honest. It got better the more I used it, but it just didn't really work for me, that one. But lots of people enjoy it, so that's great. If people are enjoying it, I'm happy with that. I'm happy that they've got something that they can run and enjoy. NV says, singlet of choice for Brighton. My Yeovil membership is elapsing, I think, at the end of the month. So I'd either roll that on, or I'll just wear some sort of vest, some sort of singlet that I've got hanging around. Either one of the two. Al says, have you met the Believe in the Run crew? That'll be an interesting collab. Yeah, it'd be awesome to meet up with those guys. I know they're based over that way, aren't they, in Boston somewhere? So yeah, it'd be really cool to meet them and to hang out with them, maybe do a bit of running, and also to have some Bovril as well. I can have another little sip of Bovril. Got any shoe recommendations for the first marathon? I guess it sort of depends what you've been using in training and all that kind of stuff. What else we got going on here? Gamorg is considering the Super Blast for long training with some up tempo. Yeah, I think that probably lends itself to that one a little bit. The Nimbus 25 is certainly for those sort of slower sort of efforts. I'm not sure you'd want to put any sort of up tempo pace sections or intervals into that one. Stefan says, size in Adios Pro 3 and Prime X Strung. I just went true to size and they seem fine. I didn't have to mess around with sizing too much. In fact, Adidas shoes for me at the moment are way more true to size than they have been previously. I did find with some of them that they almost felt like you wanted to go up like a half size, but not now. They feel a lot more true to size. The Prime X Strung in the UK11 is spot on. I wouldn't want to size down in it, really. Andrew says he loves the channel. Thanks for tuning in, Andrew. Much appreciated. I did fix my Alphafly 2 issue by ripping out the insoles. And I placed in some from my Saucony Dolphin Speed 3. And they seem to work fantastically. NV says it's our time this year. We've just got to beat City, then the championship is ours. Oh, if only it was that easy. There's a long way to go yet. We've got a long way to go. We'll have to see how we get on. Chris Barr says, first time in your neck of the woods for the first half today. You went wrong about the hills. Yeah, Chris. It's plain sailing till you get to those hills later on, and then that's the test. Can you get up the hill and still feel like you can move forwards? But I'm glad you enjoyed the course. It's a good fun one, and you end up back in the right place in the centre there. Kerry Smith says Takumi-sen 8 good for long runs. Yeah, I would limit it to sort of half distance really, 12 miles, something like that, 13 miles. I wouldn't want to perhaps run further than that in the Takumi-sen. It is Still a very cushioned shoe, but I think you'd probably be asking for a little bit more after that if you were going further. Certainly to save the legs and, you know, stop that fatigue. Yeah, Andrew, just go try some different things out. You don't want laces that are too sort of flexible and kind of stretchy. But yeah, just something that's a little bit perhaps flatter and a little bit softer. That might help. And try what Stephen C said as well, different socks. That might help out too. Yeah, Frank says everybody liked the Boston 9. Yeah, that was a good shoe, you know. They moved too far away. Mr. Asenia says, thanks for the entertaining live stream. Yeah, I'll see you there in the Primex Strungs, perhaps. Perhaps. Looking forward to it. Am I going to test the Fuel Cell Propel V4? I don't know much about that one. I need to do a bit of homework on that before I say yay or nay. Perhaps I can be in the next yay or nay. Martin says, did you see this 23-year-old girl ran 2:01 in the marathon? This 23-year-old who ran... Okay. No, I did not. I don't know anything about that. I'll have to research into that. Frank, yes, you're right. They are in Baltimore. They're not in Boston. But I think they're going to be in Boston. I think they're running the Boston Marathon. So you never know. I might be able to hook up with them. Jody says, I've been running out of Maryland, sort of near Washington, D.C., not really near Boston. Okay. I'll believe in the run. Right, I've got you. There's a letter missing there. Maybe I need some new glasses. Scott says, the Metaspeed Sky Plus, true to size. I was all right with a 10.5 in that. Normally I'm in 11, but ASICS seemed to run that a little bit longer. And I was okay in a 10.5, so you might be able to go down a half size. Run Frankfurt says, new Vaporfly 3, half size down for better fit. Long enough. I personally wouldn't go down half a size. I think it would just be a little bit too tight. If you are in the chat, last opportunity, please hit that like button. See if we can get over 100 likes on the live stream today. That'd be amazing. I think top concurrent viewers is about 121, something like that, 128 perhaps even. So we've done very well there. MV says, link up with Kafuzi Ed for Chicago 2024. Oh yeah, that would be cool. Stephen C says, watching any Only Fools during the taper? Yeah, I might do actually. I might watch a bit of Only Fools. Maybe Cash and Curry. That's a good one. I like that episode. My favourite though, I think, will always be the first Christmas special. You know, with the electric knife that's got no plug on it, and looking into the jaws of hell with the molten plastic and the stuffing and all that. That's my favourite one, always. Yeah, I was right. They're definitely in Baltimore, believing the run. I think it's just my mind is gone. Mine's just gone. Antibiotics. Yeah, that's fantastic, that bit. In the club bit. I've been to so many clubs in my early days that were like exactly like that. Ooh, Bournemouth half in October. Yeah, that's doable. Ed also strains his gravy. Yeah, then I get it up a bit. Yeah, absolutely. But you know, dessert is my forte. Absolutely. Right, I think we'll draw this one to an end now, people. I hope you've enjoyed the live stream today. This being the 56th live stream. And I hope you enjoyed the video earlier on. It seemed to have really hit some notes with people there. Really enjoyed that sort of delve into Lightstrike Pro. And what it is and why it works. Why does it work so well for me? Oh, the chandelier episode. That's a good one. Right, everybody, enjoy your running this week. I may drop another live stream towards the end of this coming week, maybe around Thursday as well, just to sort of update you on what's going on. I'm hoping to get to Brighton in the morning sometime, so if I'm able to get some sort of shakeout run on the Saturday in, then I shall let you know. Props probably via the community section of the channel. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And we got over 109 likes there. We did it. Awesome. Thanks for the super chats as well. It helps the channel out no end. Pick up some merch and help the channel out too. Keeps those shoes flowing in. Right, everybody, take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. My name's Ed Bud.